Clara stood in her white gown, smiling for the cameras. But deep inside, her heart was unsettled. Marcus, her groom, was charming and successful, but he wasn't the man she had prayed for. Her friends had warned her. Her pastor had asked her to take more time. But Clara was tired of waiting. Maybe marriage will make him softer, she had told herself. As the reception music played, Marcus stayed glued to his phone. That night, as they drove home, they barely spoke. It wasn't the dreamy first night she had imagined. Within months, cracks began to show. Marcus was controlling, dismissive of her faith, and rarely home. Arguments became a daily routine. Clara prayed harder, fasted, and tried to make the marriage work, but deep down, she knew she had married the wrong man. 2 years later, Clara sat at the kitchen table, staring at the divorce papers Marcus had left behind. He had finally moved out after yet another fight. This time, he had said the words that cut deep, "I never wanted this marriage anyway." Clara wept bitterly. Her dream of a happy Christian home had turned to ashes. For weeks, she barely ate. She stopped going to church because she couldn't bear the whispers and pitying looks. One night, she cried out, "God, where are you? You told me you would never leave me, so why does my life look like this?" In the silence, a verse came to her heart. He heals the brokenhearted and binds up their wounds. Psalm 147 verse 3, Clara clung to that verse like a lifeline. Months passed, and Clara slowly started returning to church. She joined a women's Bible study group, and for the first time, she shared her story. "I feel like my life is over," she admitted. One of the older women smiled gently. "Sweetheart, this is not the end. It's the beginning of what God can do." Clara began journaling her prayers, writing every pain, every question, every dream. Slowly, she noticed a shift. Her tears were fewer, and her heart felt lighter. One morning, while reading Isaiah 61, she read, "To give them beauty for ashes, the oil of joy for mourning." Clara smiled through tears. For the first time in years, she believed that God could still write a beautiful story for her life. 3 years after her divorce, Clara had built a new life. She had started a small business selling handmade candles, and it was thriving. She had also grown in her faith and become a mentor to other women going through heartbreak. Then one Sunday, a visiting preacher came to their church, Daniel. He was kind, gentle, and had a deep love for God. At first, Clara avoided him. "I'm done with men," she told her friends. But over the months, Daniel kept showing up, not just for her, but for her community. He volunteered to help with church projects, encouraged Clara's business, and respected her boundaries. Slowly, her heart began to open again. 2 years later, Clara stood at the altar again. But this time, she felt peace. Daniel held her hands as they exchanged vows. When the pastor pronounced them husband and wife, Clara's heart swelled with gratitude. She remembered the nights she had cried alone, wondering if she would ever feel whole again. Now she knew, God had been with her all along, guiding her through the storm, shaping her heart, preparing her for this moment. At the reception, Clara shared her testimony. "God turned my pain into purpose. He gave me beauty for ashes. If He did it for me, He will do it for you too." Her story gave hope to others who were silently struggling, and that night, as she lay beside her new husband, Clara whispered, "Thank you, Lord. This time, I got it right."